The Afar region in northern Ethiopia is one of the hottest places on earth. Dry, hostile, almost uninhabitable. Scientists call it extreme, archaeologists call it sacred, the cradle of humanity. But to the Afar people, it's simply home. I'm Jamal Osman. Welcome to my journalism toolkit. I remember the heat, the silence, the way people looked at the sky, not with hope, but calculation. This wasn't a story about climate change as theory. This was about survival and loss, unfolding slowly, generation after generation. The Afar region had always been unforgiving. Volcanic soil, endless horizons, temperatures that bent time itself, and yet nomadic communities had lived there for thousands of years, long before borders, long before weather forecasts, long before the phrase global warming entered our vocabulary. This is Ali and his family. 3 generations of the Isa household living together in traditional huts, a 3-hour walk from the nearest town. No roads, no shortcuts, just memory and muscle guiding the way. This land has shaped them, and now it was betraying them. Ali was soft-spoken, steady, and tired in a way that had nothing to do with sleep. More than a dozen members of his family lived together. Elders, children, newborns, livestock, all bound by custom and necessity. Their way of life had been passed down carefully, like a flame protected from the wind. But the wind had changed. Ali told me things were better when he was a child. Rain had once come, grass had once grown, animals had once been strong. Now the rains no longer arrived when they were supposed to. Sometimes they didn't arrive at all. The Afar people are nomads. Movement is everything. They follow rain, pasture, and seasons. The animals are their bank, their transport, their insurance. Milk feeds children. Meat marks celebrations. Camels carry the elders across harsh terrain. But when pasture disappears, movement becomes meaningless. For Ali's family, food was scarce. Water was rationed like medicine. Drinking it felt almost indulgent. Ali's mother, Fatima, had lived long enough to see the pattern break. She didn't know the term climate change. She didn't need to. At Samara University, climate experts explained what locals already felt in their bodies. Rainfall patterns had shifted.
Reduction in rain is very visible by the way. Even last year and this year was not similar. The rainfall around this area is highly dependent on the amount of rainfall that will be created around the highland area of the country. So if there is stress deforestation in another or a change in climate in another part of this country, directly or indirectly may also affect the climate change of this area.
The system was connected and fragile. Nomads and farmers were paying the price first. What struck me was the gap between knowledge and consequence. Climate change was debated in conference rooms elsewhere. Here, it arrived without language, only impact. No slogans, no protests, just hunger. One morning, Ali milked the family's 3 camels. Between them, they produced just 1 liter. 1 liter for an entire family. Ali offered it to his father Doge first, who was frail, aging, unable to eat solid food. But he refused. The children came first. Ali's wife had just given birth. She needed strength. The milk passed from hand to hand, negotiated quietly, respectfully. Eventually, Doge accepted. We filmed it. The camera captured the dignity, the discipline, the refusal to let desperation erase hierarchy or care. That moment felt older than politics, older than climate charts. Nearby lived the Bunkato family. They had moved 3 months earlier, chasing rumors of water. Since arriving, they had dug 16 holes, 16 failures. Still, they dug. We're getting tired, Bunkato told me. Water had become a moving target. Families migrated not for opportunity, but for survival. Goats drank every other day. Large animals lasted longer, but weakened with every step. Ali walked 6 hours round trip to escort animals to water. The walking without grass drained them faster than thirst ever could. Then came the lamb. Too weak to walk, its mother unable to feed it. Starvation, slow, quiet, final. Ali didn't dramatize it. It could not get milk from its mother's breast, he told me. That was all. Once a month, Ali went to El Waha town. This time, he brought 6 goats hoping to buy food and clothes. But markets are cruel places when animals are thin. Buyers walked away, deals collapsed. Livestock was wealth, but only when it looked healthy. Ali would try again next Saturday. Hope here was always delayed. And then there was the Wayana tree, non-native, invasive, ruthless. This plant is locally known as the Wayana tree. People say it started growing around this area in the early 90s, but it now dominates the landscape. It's everywhere. It might be green, drought resistant, but not useful for the local community here. Introduced decades earlier, it thrived where little else could, consuming groundwater, poisoning animals, killing indigenous plants. Green, yes. Useful, no. The Afar people called it the enemy. It was a reminder that even well-intended solutions could become disasters when imposed without understanding local ecosystems. As a Somali, this story hit differently. Somalis are traditionally nomads too. We look like the Afar people. We share customs, resilience, and intimacy with land and livestock. The same posture, the same patience, the same pride. Interviewing the Afar people felt like looking into a parallel mirror, one slightly ahead in suffering. This wasn't distance journalism, it was ancestral. Climate change wasn't erasing statistics, it was erasing identities, ways of being that had survived empires, droughts, and wars. The Afar people lived on the front line of the climate crisis and were among its first victims. They had done the least to cause it. They paid the highest price. I reported this story years ago. Today, it feels less like history and more like prophecy. If the world continues to look away, the Afar way of life could disappear, not with drama, but with exhaustion. And when nomads stop moving, something ancient breaks. This story wasn't just about climate change. It was about what humanity loses when the earth itself begins to say no. Some stories don't age, they wait. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.